Hi, my name's Tim, and I'm going to talk to you about euphoria. Euphoria, according to the dictionary, is a feeling or a state of excitement and happiness. Hopefully you would have feelings like that maybe going to a beautiful gallery exhibit or while hearing a wonderful concert. In my case, it was while having a drink called euphoria last winter in Cambodia, sitting with two dear friends, solving many of the world's problems. So let's talk about euphoria. The major components are a spiced syrup, rum, passion fruit, and ginger ale. So first we need to make our spiced syrup. Let's get started. I'm going to add 4 cups of water to the pan here, along with 4 cups of sugar. Basic simple syrup recipe. Let's get the stove going. I'm just going to stir that a little bit to get it wet. That's an evening I'll never forget. It was a really cool little bar called the Experimental Cocktail Lounge in Siem Reap, Cambodia. And I'd gone there to visit a friend, Samnang, who I knew from working at another place previously. But my friend Tu and I were the only customers, so Samnang, Tu and I sat and had drinks under the stars, surrounded by tropical plants, fans, fortunately mosquito repellents, and just had a really nice evening. So that was definitely a drink that I wanted to be able to remember and have back when I got to the U.S. Okay, so to this sugar and water mixture, I'm going to add, this is about 60 grams of ginger that I peeled and just cut into about 1/2-inch pieces. And on this plate, I've got about 5 sticks of cinnamon, 6 cloves, and looks like 6 star anise. The first time I made this syrup, I put a picture of it online, and my friend Samnang circled all of the cloves and wrote, too many, too many. So this time I'm using way fewer cloves than I did the first time around. Okay, let's get the cinnamon in here. The star anise and our little cloves. Give that a stir. And as Samnang reminded me when I initially wrote down the ingredients, don't forget the honey. This is 4 ounces of honey, about 1 ounce of honey per 1 cup of water and 1 cup of sugar. When I measure honey and molasses, any kind of syrup, I always put a little bit more than is called for in this little handy-dandy measure, because I know I'm not going to be able to scrape it all out. So this was 4 ounces and about 1/2 teaspoon extra. We'll get that stirred in and let it come to a boil. Let's talk about one of the other ingredients, passion fruit. Wow, my eyes were really opened when I got back to the U.S. and tried to source passion fruit to make this drink. In Siem Reap, passion fruit runs about $1.25 per kilo, 2.2 pounds. I found passion fruit at Natural Pantry here in Anchorage, and it costed out to about $48 a kilo. Needless to say, I only bought 4, which cost me $15, and that was really only enough to make about 3 drinks. So I I instead searched online and found this passion fruit puree. So if you're interested in making this drink and want to save a little money and not spend $48 a kilo for passion fruit, you'll want to order some sort of passion fruit flavored syrup or puree to use with the drink. This is heating up nicely. I can really smell the star anise and cinnamon right now. We're going to let this come to a boil and we'll talk some more. Our syrup has come to a boil now, and I've turned it down to low, and I'm going to let it simmer for about 10 minutes just to really infuse the flavor from the cinnamon and the star anise, which are all sort of dried out to begin with. After that 10 minutes, I'll turn the stove off and just let this cool for quite a while, not all the way down to room temperature, but till it's comfortable to handle. And then I'll pour it through a sieve to get out all of the big pieces, hopefully most of the foam. If I don't get all of that, I'll scoop it off with a spoon. And what I'll end up with will be a lovely container of brown golden syrup that smells and tastes like exotic spice from faraway lands. So let's put together a drink. Okay, I've got a rocks glass, about half or 2/3 full of ice. To that, I'm gonna add 3/4 of an ounce of the spiced syrup that we made earlier. Three-quarters of an ounce of the passion fruit puree. And then 1.5 ounces of rum. This is my favorite rum lately. You can use whatever rum you prefer. So 1.5 ounces. Why don't I just turn this over and pour on the 1.5 ounce side? Honestly, because I want to rinse out some of this puree I've got in this side of the measure. So it doesn't get all sticky and yucky on the counter. Okay, so we just want to mix these components. You can put it in a shaker if you want and shake it up a little bit. Stir it with a spoon, just whatever you want to do to get it mixed up nicely. Top it off with ginger ale. Give it a little stir. Oh, holy moly, that's euphoria.